Good morning everyone, it's Mochiko from Buffet Lab. Today we're doing something a little different. Since I had a whole day off, I decided to take a trip. Even though it's not even 7 a.m., Tokyo Station is already really crowded. After buying breakfast and a drink, it's time to hop on the bullet train. By the way, this is my first time riding the train since the chime sound changed. The new chime is nice too. Right after leaving Tokyo Station, it's time for breakfast. I was so happy to find Krispy Kreme donuts at the station's convenience store. I love these donuts. This time, they have a cute Halloween design. After finishing my food, the weather was nice, so I planned to look at Mount Fuji, but I fell asleep. When I woke up, I was already in Kyoto. Before I knew it, we passed Kyoto and arrived at my destination, Osaka. Hello people of Osaka, it's been a while since I've been here. Oh right, I have to stand on the right side of the escalator in Osaka. My first stop today is here, X West. I visited X in Tokyo before and it was so great, so I decided to visit the one in Osaka too. X West is located on the top floor of a fancy building called Herbis E-Ent right in front of Osaka Station. It was just renovated in September this year, so everything feels fresh and new. Let's head inside. Just like the Tokyo, this one also has amazing Italian food. First, I want to start with the appetizers, but the bullet train was freezing cold, so I'm gonna warm up with some soup first. This is a hearty minestrone soup. It's full of ingredients like bacon, carrots, onions, and white beans. The gentle flavor of the soup really warms me up. Now that I'm feeling warmer, let's start with the appetizers. First, I see what looks like focaccia bread. Next, there's some ham and salami. Then we have a salad with a pumpkin. This is a chicken ham salad and it's full of mushrooms, which gives it a nice autumn feel. I think this is pumpkin soup. The smoked salmon is served with fruit and this dish is cream cheese with lots of truffle. It feels really luxurious. Finally, I'm adding some capres to my plate. Now let's talk about the drinks at this buffet. There are 6 types of cold drinks to choose from, plus a great selection of hot drinks like coffee, tea, herbal tea, and even green tea. Perfect for pairing with both your meal and dessert. Now for the appetizers. Let's start with this one, pumpkin espuma with crispy prosciutto. This fluffy pumpkin soup has a generous amount of crispy prosciutto on top. The prosciutto is crunchy and has a nice toasted flavor. The sweetness of the pumpkin and the salty, crispy prosciutto go perfectly together. Next up is the smoked salmon with seasonal fruits and dill. It's so great to enjoy both the fresh fruits and the salmon together. The salty flavor of the salmon is balanced perfectly by the sweetness of the fruit, and the dill adds a light fragrance that really enhances the taste of the salmon. Now we have truffle-flavored cream cheese on bruschetta, crispy bread topped with lots of creamy cheese. It's a perfect match. The truffle-scented cream cheese has a hint of garlic, making it a great dish to pair with some wine. Next is the boiled chicken breast with porcini mushroom and mushroom sauce. This buffet is filled with luxurious ingredients like porcini mushrooms and truffles. The soft chicken breast is topped with a fragrant mushroom sauce. The dish looks elegant and it's delicious. Next, we have freshly baked focaccia. It looks like you're supposed to top it with ham. I decided to cut my focaccia in half and put salami on one side and mortadella on the other. The focaccia has soaked up the tomato, cheese, and basil sauce, making it extra tasty. Both hams were delicious, but I think the salty flavor of the mortadella matched the focaccia even better. While enjoying my meal, the server came over to our table carrying a big wheel of cheese. What they're going to make with this cheese is risotto filled with chestnuts and mushrooms, a perfect dish for autumn. The server mentioned that they've been using this cheese for about a month. As we chatted about how slowly the cheese seems to get used up, the risotto was quickly finished. This time, since I came with my real-life friend, they made 3 servings for us. The chestnut and mushroom risotto was packed with mushrooms. There were also big chunks of chestnut, adding a natural sweetness. Next, I headed over to another section of the buffet Of course, they had my favorite, roast beef. I happened to catch the moment when the server was slicing the roast beef. That experience of watching the meat being freshly cut reminded me how exciting and special it feels. First, I took 2 types of roast beef, each with a different sauce. Right next to it, I added some pizza to my plate. There were 4 types of pizza today. Each pizza is handmade from scratch, starting with the dough. Watching the chef skillfully prepare the dough and add the toppings so quickly was like magic. It was truly mesmerizing. Now, let's try the homemade roast beef. First, the one with truffle sauce. The meat is soft and tender, and the truffle-filled sauce is just perfect. It makes you feel so happy. The sauce is sweet and savory with a hint of truffle, and it also has a bit of a Japanese flavor. It goes perfectly with the tender beef. Next up is the one with barbecue sauce. The sauce is light with the rich taste of onions, and the dish is refreshing when you eat it with some watercress on the side. Porcini mushroom and pancetta Bismarck pizza. Next is this pizza. The mushrooms have a nice crunch, and the soft dough is topped with a melting egg. The flavor of the mushrooms really stands out. Quattro formaggi. This pizza is a must-try. Usually margherita pizza is a classic choice, but my favorite might just be this quattro formaggi. The strong blue cheese and the sweetness of honey make for an amazing combo. All that cheese makes you feel like you're having something really special. Now let's take a little break for dessert. Yes, it's the Mont Blanc with Japanese chestnuts. They make it right in front of you, and it's so exciting. Japanese chestnut Mont Blanc. With just one bite, the chestnut flavor spreads throughout your mouth. On top is a sweet chestnut cream, and underneath there are layers of cream and jelly. You get to enjoy different textures in one bite. Now back to the hot dishes. Next up is a fish dish, and it's freshly made. I'm also grabbing some vegetables. I think I saw this dish at XX in Tokyo too. I love zeppo. Next, more pizza. I'm taking the 2 I didn't grab earlier. There's still room on my plate, so I'll add the chicken stew as well. Tomato braised chicken, cacciatore. I love cacciatore. The sauce is rich with tomato flavor, and inside there's tender chicken, lots of onions, olives, and parsley. It goes so well with bread or a nice drink. Oven-baked trout with seasonal vegetables and anchovy butter. The trout has crispy skin and it's really filling. The seasonal vegetables like bell peppers and zucchini have their natural flavors shining through. It's delicious. Aonori zeppole and French fries. This one is a crowd pleaser, especially for kids. The zeppole, with its soft and chewy texture and the scent of seaweed, is so good. The salted fries are a classic. I can't help but keep snacking on these. Sanma marinara, another pizza. This one has autumn vibes with Sanma Pacific Sari on top. The dough is soft and chewy with garlic flavored tomato sauce. Oh, but where's the Sanma? Oh, wait, I found it hiding on the edge of the pizza. Now let's go grab the dishes I haven't tried yet. First, this agilo is packed with seafood, shrimp, scallops, and mushroom agilo. If you've been watching this channel, you probably know by now. I really love agilo. The shrimp is plump, the scallops are sweet and packed with flavor, and the mushrooms are crunchy. The Romanesco cauliflower soaks up all the delicious flavors too. I definitely needed some bread for this. Next, let's hurry and grab the warm dishes I haven't tried yet. First up is this pasta full of seafood. And here's another pasta with big chunks of meat, very tempting. Next, this gratin. The browned top looks so appetizing. And here's some gnocchi. It looks like sweet potato is in there. Seafood macchiato pasta. The seafood flavors are intense. With a nice salty taste, the dish is loaded with tender squid, tomatoes, shrimp, and lots of baby sardines. Homemade sausage and seasonal vegetable penne with tomato sauce. Next, we have this pasta. The chewy pan is perfectly coated in rich tomato sauce. The homemade sausage doesn't have a casing and it's bursting with herbs. Super delicious. Gorgonzola cheese and potato gratin. This is a winner because it's gorgonzola and potatoes, two of my favorite things. The fluffy potatoes pair so well with the rich gorgonzola flavor. The cheese adds a lot of depth, making this dish incredibly tasty. Bacon and sweet potato gnocchi with porcini cream sauce. The chewy gnocchi is mixed with sweet potatoes and a creamy sauce that feels like autumn on a plate. It's a cozy, heartwarming dish. Another great one. The last of the warm dishes is this. I'm not sure if I'm using the right bowl, but I'm scooping rice first, then topping it with this delicious looking sauce. Beef tendon and red wine curry. The turmeric rice has a slight buttery aroma. The fragrant turmeric rice matches perfectly with the spicy curry. The large chunks of beef tendon are chewy and full of flavor. This is another tasty dish. Now off to the dessert corner, starting with this macaron. Next, 2 servings of glass desserts. Here's a small chocolate cake. This one's an opera cake. The surface is shiny and smooth. And finally, a beautiful looking cake, muscat macaron. Let's start with this dessert. The macaron has a crispy outer layer and is filled with thick buttercream. The buttercream has a muscat flavor, which makes it perfect for the season. The roasted almond adds a nice nutty flavor. Muscat and grape jelly. Next up is this jelly dessert. The grape jelly is rich and fruity, and the muscat and white grape jelly are soft and melt in your mouth. It's refreshing and pairs perfectly with a buffet meal. Panna cotta with apple jelly. Next is this one. It looks beautiful. The juicy, crispy apple compote and the creamy, milky panna cotta are a perfect match. The sweetness is mild and the smooth texture is very appealing. Torta caprese. This size is just right. It's a moist chocolate cake and you can really taste the rich chocolate flavor. There's a hint of orange which adds a nice touch. Opera cake. This is also the perfect size. The base is crispy and the coffee flavored buttercream is layered in between. Kasi and yuzu chocolate mousse. Next, this one, which is both vibrant and beautiful. The sweet and tart cassis mousse and the yuzu mousse on top create a perfect balance. The fresh cream on top is rich and adds a refreshing finish. Now, let's quickly grab the sweets I haven't tried yet. First up is this cake. The top looks glossy. Next is what seems like a muscat tart. This one also has bright, beautiful colors. And finally, is this a financier? Let's start with the financier. The golden brown color looks lovely. When I take a bite, it's quite firm with the rich buttery flavor spreading in my mouth, just like a classic financier. Earl Grey rare cheesecake. It looks fancy. The jelly on top is a bit firmer than expected. The rare cheesecake underneath has a light Earl Grey tea flavor. Everything is well balanced. Muscat tart. This tart has bright, vibrant colors, and the muscat grapes sparkle on top. It's very appealing. The tart is crispy and inside there's a lightly sweet almond cream. On top of that, there's custard and muscat. The combination is perfect. Finally, here's the Macedonia. It's packed with different fruits and looks so refreshing. The natural sweetness of the fruits matches perfectly with the fresh flavor of the mint. Since I still have a bit of time, I'll grab seconds of some dishes. All of the dishes here are so well made. It was a peaceful afternoon on a weekday, and I got to enjoy such a luxurious meal at a really affordable price. Mochiko's top pick. After filling my stomach, it was time for the next adventure. I hopped on a train and headed to, Tsutenkaku Tower. Since I was here, I decided to try some famous Osaka-style kuchikatsu. First, I had a mixed fruit juice. It was packed with real fruit, and it tasted so fruity and delicious. Then the long-awaited kushikatsu arrived. With the no double dipping rule in mind, I was a bit nervous, but I ordered a set of 5 skewers. After a satisfying meal, it was time for the next stop, I climbed to the top of its Tsutenkaku tower. I had to wait for 30 minutes, but for just 300 yen, I got to visit the special outdoor observation deck. It was thrilling. You could see all of Osaka from up there, and the weather was great, so the breeze felt amazing. And of course, I couldn't forget to visit Billiken. I made sure to touch the soles of his feet, which is said to bring good luck. After that, I took a walk from Tsutenkaku to Nipponbashi, where I found my next destination, an ohagi shop. I had been wanting to try their ohagi for a long time. After waiting for an hour and a half, I finally got my hands on them, just as it got dark outside. By the time I got to Shin Osaka Station, the line for takoyakima was too long and Uncle Rikuro's cheesecakes were sold out. So I settled for a bento box and hopped on the Shinkansen. First, I had my favorite grilled mackerel sushi. The tender mackerel and sticky rice are always a perfect match. Then for dessert, I had the ohagi. The chewy texture, roasted soybean flour, and perfectly sweet taste were amazing. The dough was soft and easy to bite, almost like I could drink it. My favorite was the kinako flavor, and I'll definitely buy it again. My day trip to Osaka was a huge success. There are still some things I missed out on, so I'm already planning my next trip back to Osaka. I share the latest information about hotel buffets in Tokyo, so please subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to see new videos. I post new buffet videos every week, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button. See you at the next buffet.